Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight. It's
Let's go! Let's go!
Third!
Let's go!
Super Kick Party! Yeah, pay the money for that. No. And of course, you gotta get the coffin spin. Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Saturday night, well, we're live, but they're not, edition of the AEW Collision Sidecast. I'll get this right eventually. You know, it's that Saturday night after you've worked a 32-hour shift, and you're just trying to get everything figured out. You know, life's going good. I hope everything's going good for all of you. And, yeah, we are... We're on the road to Forbidden Door. We are 8 days away, well, 7.5, depending where you're living right now. If you're in the wonderful city of Great Britain, as our friends that remember the game always call it, we're in the middle of the night on Sunday morning here, and we're just setting things up here for a great show next week. This is the 1 week where AEW realistically could phone it in, but even though it is a tape show, it looks like it's got potential to be an absolute banger of a night. We got Paragon taking on Blake Christian and Lee Johnson, which is going to be... It's going to be nice to see Paragon back in action here, Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, and play up a little bit more of this drama when it comes to the conglomeration. Is Kyle with them, or is he with Roddy? And they're trying to recruit Roddy, and Roddy doesn't want any part of it, and all that back and forth stuff. Always lots of fun. And then we got Juice Robinson and Bryan Keith. This is probably going to be a taster towards getting Juice against Big Bill. Because right now we're looking at Big Bill being the big baddie for Juice after costing them the shot at the tag titles and, you know, all that back and forth stuff between each other. The tag teams just ruining each other at this time. Then we got that $100,000 four-way match. Julia Hart, Kris Statlander, Penelope Ford, Nana Jay. Once again, Tony Khan, if he doesn't have a storyline for Sun, throw some money at it. Everybody wants money. So why not just throw $100,000 at these wrestlers and see who can come out the best? I got to feel that this is another vehicle to set up War Games. Shout out to Independence, by the way, tonight. I believe it's in Toronto. They got Megan Bain versus Allison Kay. Now that would be a hell of a fun match to see. And then we got JetSpeed taking on the Death Riders and Moxley and Yuta. Sort of a culmination of this little mini feud that's been going on between JetSpeed and the Death Riders. As Speedball's gotten an opportunity. Then Kevin Knight got an opportunity. Now they're both getting an opportunity to take on Moxley and the Death Riders here going together. But the match that, you know, a lot of people are buzzing about right now. Former TNA X Division champion Ace Austin makes his debut in Ring of Honor, in AEW, taking on Ricochet. I haven't seen it. I haven't had it spoiled. It is supposed to be, Ace Austin, if you guys haven't had a chance to see him, absolutely phenomenal wrestler. One of TNA's finest. It sucks that they lost him, but, you know, sometimes it's just, you need to get out there. And I already saw Austin taking a few subtle shots at TNA with the fact saying, this is the easiest way for you to see me ever. Which, you know, if you're watching on Max, if you're watching on TNT, if you're watching on USA and Canada. And we're starting off with Tony Storm. I'm assuming just a promo? I will say it is nice that we're going to get a tape show for the fact we're actually going to know it's going to finish in a decent time. You're all sickos. Oh, it's amazing. Oh. Oh. Oh, Tony. Tony is amazing here. I love this. Tony's actually going to get down and pray. Oh my God. Oh, Athena tried it. Both ladies wearing their titles. And here comes Billy. Now, is Windsor going to come out and help out? Oh, and Daddy Magic's on commentary because of the technical spectacle tonight. Billy getting those extra shots in. I love it. Wow. Wow. So this crowd just. uh, there's so many different people that Athena's pissed off that are related to Tony Storm. There's Alex Windsor. There's Mina Shirakawa, which, by the way, has been announced for Death Before Dishonor. Coming up at the end of August. I think it's a week and a half. Security just catching her just to get rid of her. That is hilarious right there. All right, well, I know we're getting Windsor and Storm versus Starks and Athena next week, but it almost feels like if there was some way we get a third person involved, you get Mina involved in that and you just clean everything up. Because that pay-per-view is only a week and a half away, so... so many bots, so little time. Oy. But no, tonight is going to be a little bit of usually these tape collisions, you don't want to do too much to go out of your way to overexpose things, but in some ways you just feel that this this is way too close to the pay-per-view now. You do have to get through it here, and like I said, this probably, if you ask me, is the ultimate throwaway night that they really could do, but we're going to see. Like, the fact that we're getting an Ace Austin match that they announced earlier this week might be enough to hang up a few people over here. But let's not fool anybody. There is the first ever WWE-led AAA show going on right now on YouTube. This is nuts. Lights out steel cage. That's going to be the main event. And these guys are just going to literally kill each other. And we're starting already with Mox and Yuta versus JetSpeed. I wonder, with everything going on, is there a possibility they could announce War Games for next Sunday? I would think you'd wait, but the women's War Games they could do in one ring. Isn't it hard that they don't get a chance to say AEW World Champion Jon Moxley anymore? I gotta give a shout out to Moxley though. If you didn't see it yet, Moxley actually showed up on Ring of Honor last week, or this week, sorry, just a couple days ago, and was in the corner of Marina Shafir for her match against Marty Bell. I expect it to be a rather quick one when Marina's in there with somebody like Marty, but just being out there for a few minutes, helping her with the pop. King of Cincy. Gotta love the special outfit for tonight, right? This absolutely could be a Bizarro World match, and I'm sort of happy that they're doing it off the beginning of the show. Now, does Wheeler eat the pin? Or do the Death Riders give him their first loss? I personally think they might go 4-1. Some of this crowd wants to cheer and some of it just is having none of it. Well, somebody's got a JetSpeed for Tag Champs sign in the crowd, which I'm very happy to see here tonight. Well, as we're settling in here, once again, everybody, thank you for being here. Always appreciate you. What do we got going on here? Now, JetSpeed, I hope, is going to get a... hopefully JetSpeed's going to get a little bit of a push going forward here. Like, I got a feeling the Hurt Syndicate's probably going to get... going to lose a Forbidden Door coming up this weekend, but... oh, here we go. Well, at least they're getting Yuta sucks chance going in here, so. Ah, good old Yuta. You know, just go straight for the eyes if you can't do anything else, right? And once again, we're hitting into such a bizarro world here, so such a bizarre world having Moxley cheered here. Well, he's probably one of the most despised people in the company. I just got this weird feeling we're going to get War Games announced for Forbidden Door. Could you imagine? Because you got that cage set up anyway. You might as well just... Moxley's going to rip both these guys apart. Almost makes me wonder why they wouldn't use Yuta instead. Why they're using Yuta, or using Gabe Kidd instead of Yuta. But I guess if you want to get a little bit more New Japan people in there, and oh, and for people that are asking a lot, there's a little bit of controversy with the G1 here that's just wrapping up. Which is once again, like I mentioned on previous streams. I do feel that's the reason why they didn't have as many people announced for Forbidden Door as you probably expect. A lot of it has to do with just straight up the talent pool isn't there compared to what it was before. Those headliner names just... They haven't been creating new ones. And the ones they have created, they really haven't put to their top potential. But if you haven't heard, the final of the G1 coming up later tonight, actually, is House of Torture's Evil, who won via a ton of interference spots, apparently, over Yota Tsuji, which apparently is, from what I've been told, is basically the guy that should be the heir apparent kind of thing. Bailey just going to work here right now. But Evil's going to be taking on Konosuke Takeshita, who actually beat David Finlay and Zack Sabre Jr., the champion, to get to the final through the playoffs. So, not only is Takeshita in the finals of the G1, which means he can pick up whoever he wants in terms of a title match after, but also because he beat the champion, technically I do believe he's owed a title match regardless. I've heard in many respects oh my god, Yuta doing joint manipulation on the feet of Speedball. How do you fall for that, Yuta? I'm assuming Technical Spectacle is the main event tonight. And I really do. while I think it could be Garcia, I really would like to see Nigel win it just out of sentimental feelings for it. Hey, Michael, thank you for popping in here tonight. Appreciate you. I know you're here every time just checking things out. It's been an interesting night so far here. We had and Athena and Billy interrupt Tony Storm, who Mina Shirakawa interfere with them as we go to our first commercial break here. And we got a hell of a card lined up here for the rest of the show. It's just like I said, it's a weird weekend overall for a lot of people here. And this is the beginning of the interference spots by WWE. Like AAA actually is going to be a decent blocker, I think, in many ways. Just because A, it's free on YouTube, and B, it's the first one under the Triple H regime. So they're going to see a few spots here. There's a possibility that Dominic Mysterio could become the AAA World Champion tonight. Just think about that. There is a possibility that Grande Americano, aka Ludwig Kaiser, could be the AAA World Champion by the end of the night. Like, just think about that. Like, and with everything going on with TNA and the rumors that are going on right now, and I will say this, the rumor about TNA possibly moving to Wednesdays and whatnot, they are doing their first little trial run coming up this week, as they've announced that TNA Sacrifice is going to be available starting on Wednesday for free on their YouTube channel, but only for 48 hours. So you have to check it out between Wednesday and the start of Impact that week. So I think that's honestly a test to see if they're going to do AEW or see what the feel is on Wednesdays. And the fact that WWE is going to push it, they're probably going to get enough numbers to justify thinking about doing it. And they want to get those metrics to see how many people are going to watch it. But yeah, I don't really know which way. I know everybody's going to be here because it's Dynamite's coming up from Glasgow, which is going to be absolutely insane. Like, we've already had announced that tag match with Alex and Tony versus Athena and Billy. So they haven't announced when Collision's going to be next week. I wonder if they're going to do it on Saturday or they're going to do it on Thursday next week, just because of the pay-per-view, right? And the fact you're literally going to be less than 12 hours away. I wonder if they do Hichecero and Zack Sabre Jr. just for something different. But the fact that Hichecero's got that feud with Bandito right now, and honestly, if you haven't checked it out on socials, the vignette that AEW sent out, especially ROH has sent out, regarding the Bandito Hichecero match, they did a full Western scene, like out of a lot and all over the place. It looks beautiful. Looking for that hot tag. Yuta's always getting caught being the bad man on the team. I can't wait till someday where Yuta, ends up being the top guy. Little standing splash. Not a bad move there. Mina's back and looking for revenge. Just saw the post coming up. People are starting to talk about it already on socials. I love it. Moxley going to take the hit to take the advantage here. Yuta just... He knows how to take advantage of a situation like he is right now. Damn. Why are they saying 8 a.m.? 10 a.m. Eastern? Is that an 8 a.m. buy-in show? But yeah, for people that are asking, I'm probably going to pick it up on Amazon. Again, it just feels a lot better watching the show on Amazon. You can pick it up on ppv.com for a little bit cheaper if you're looking to save a little bit of money here. I didn't like the resolution of the video. I got a 4K TV. I want to enjoy my show in 4K. These guys are just unloading right now. And Moxley just said, nope, we are not. Oh, God. Moxley just playing Superman right now. Almost feels like he's more Lex Luthor than Superman. All right, Stephon Smith finally decided he's going to say something. These guys are just ramming into each other, unloading. And Moxley blocked the kick, went in for the cutter. The fans are pissed. Mox didn't win there. Moxley's just like, yeah, no, we're done here. We're going to figure this out. So what do they got planned now? Well, that'll take care of that. Oh, God, Shibata would be jealous of that PK. Really? Hit the standing Ultimo. That kick to the head. Moxley doesn't lose at home, does he? Yuta gets me with a boot. Oh. Wow. They actually got the timing of that. That's pretty awesome. Death Riders are in the match. Possibly. Double backdrop driver. Stephon, you're facing the wrong way. Okay. I thought Marina was going to interfere, to be honest, there. Would have probably taken a little bit of sense there to do that, but... Hell of a match to start the night out with. Missed the Psycho knee. Missed the kick. Oh, God, that kick. There's Marina. Stephon, are you really that slow? Well, Marina just took care of herself. And Speedball's like, well, I didn't do it. But Psycho Neon, Moxley, Yuta. That's the first time I think we've seen his eyes in about 3 months. He kicked John Moxley in the face. That is not good. And that's how the Death Riders lose this one. Oh no, here comes Claudio. At least Stefan decided to speed up his count. Oh, bag check. Of course, the low blow is going to win it. Escape by the skin of their teeth. Crowd's overly cheering for it. Because Moxley don't lose at home. They're getting out of Dodge in a hurry. It's almost like if somebody sees the replay, they're going to shut things down, right? As they are piping up the technical spectacle, Aubrey's come out and said that it's really this match is something special. So I don't know whether it's special good, special bad, or special otherwise. Because you always wonder about that. You know, I can always say something's absolutely awe-inspiring, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's necessarily good. Something could be awe-inspiring, and then you just look at it, you're like, ugh. There's a lot of
What the hell is that?
involved. But yeah, just whole lot of interesting things going on here, to say the least. As we are into our it's a second commercial break here. Quarter of the way into the show, one match down. And we still got 5 more to go yet. We got a fun time coming up tonight. And don't forget, after we're done here tonight, we are going to do a little WWE 2K25. Might be a little bit shorter just because we are doing one trade window and just 1 week of my GM this week. So, hey, Logan. I think me and Chicago beats Athena for the ROH World Championship. It's very possible. Death Before Dishonor coming up on the 29th. The only thing that's stopping it, and I wonder, and this is just me thinking out loud, if Athena wins that match, if Athena wins over Mina, the Friday after, the September 5th, the original date that was Death Before Dishonor originally set up before it got moved to before the long weekend, it will be 1,000 days as Athena as world champion. And even 1,000 days. I'm thinking Tony Khan wanted that, but having Mina as your ROH world champion wouldn't be the worst thing in the world either. Get a little bit more exposure, get a little bit of difference down there. And it all depends on what we're going to see coming up here at Forbidden Door. Like, do we see Athena as the champ and then Mina wins the ROH title just to make it a single championship again? Do we see Tony win and Mina win and then Athena's got nothing? Like, apparently Athena is full-time on the AEW roster now. So it only makes sense that they want to get somebody to win that championship. But because of, it was a TV title that had the injury with Red Velvet there. So I was thinking there was an injury, the reason they were holding things up down there, but there's enough women to hold up that women's division ROH without Athena there. It's just levels, right? Brother Nature. Brother. Oh my God, they have a music video. Welcome to number 1 on the charts, folks. Brother Nature. Brother. I'm surprised anybody uses that brother term anymore. AEW/ROH has been killing it with these vignettes lately. You gotta admit, some of the gimmicks that they've been doing are absolutely amazing. Not only do they have the Outrunners one here, they also have the Bandito Hichecero one that they put out for the ROH World Title match we talked about earlier. The Young Bucks, their new shirt, based on the graphics that are horrible, is being sold for half price discount at the merch table. So these guys are a cute study for details. So this is pretty damn awesome here. We get Ricochet in here. And if you guys haven't had a chance to see Ace Austin work, I've actually been able to see him live. He's been here in Edmonton with some of the indies here. It's the one advantage of TNA more than anything else is the fact that they get their guys work a lot more. Ace not bringing his cane out. And Ricochet heading for the bricks. This is pretty awesome seeing this debut here right now. Like I said, if you haven't had a chance to see Ace in action, he was one of those guys that carried the X Division here in the last few years while things have been in turmoil. Left TNA when his contract ran out, I think it was about 6 months ago. And everybody called it a big loss. Like, he was the former tag partner of Chris Bay, who, if you haven't heard, had that horrific neck injury. We love Ace. We love Ace. Well, Tanahashi's going to love these guys during the pay-per-view if they keep that chant up. Oh, nice move under and over here. What we got on Collision tonight? Right now, we got Ace Austin making his debut. Former TNA X Division champion taking on Ricochet. We just had John Moxley and Wheeler Yuta taking on JetSpeed earlier tonight with the Death Riders getting the victory. By the way, good to see you, Bray. We got 2 4-ways coming up later tonight with the Technical Spectacle. With the winner getting a shot at Zack Sabre Jr., the NJPW IWGP World Champion at Forbidden Door next Sunday. And Eric, good to see you here tonight as well. Good to see everybody here tonight. Everybody getting in a little bit late. I don't mind. I got a feeling a lot of people got split screens going on tonight with the AAA show going on. There's a lot of great wrestling excitement tonight all the way across the board. Wow, Rick. You're used to shiny things slipping, Ricochet. Come on now. But yeah, we still got as well Juice Robinson and Bryan Keith. Hey, this is unfair. Ricochet can't get that move done on him. Oh God, Menard's getting on the case there. Love wrestling on Saturday, and there's lots tonight. Like, I'm not gonna hide the fact that there is a AAA show going on right now. I'm not. I'm not watching it because, well, frankly, I've tried to do the multiple show thing and it just hasn't worked out for me. I always miss one detail, one or the other. I might watch a little bit of it tomorrow. I might put it in the background while I'm watching the Bills, and I think it's the Bills Bears tomorrow on Sunday Night Football. Ace getting ripped here right now. But no, I love good wrestling on a Saturday night. We also had Tony Storm come out, got interrupted by Athena and Billy Starks, who then got interrupted by Mina Shirakawa. If you guys aren't familiar, Mina Shirakawa is going to be taking on Athena for the ROH Women's Championship coming up on the 29th at Death Before Dishonor. So basically, the Friday after Forbidden Door is when ROH is having their pay-per-view, just prior to their residency over in Philadelphia. So, because I think they got 2 shows before the residency, if my memory serves me right. It very well could be they have the one, like they're taping on the Wednesday and then everything's just going to be straight Philly from there. Like the first show in there is going to be the ROH show, which actually might be a very smart move by Tony Khan if that is the case. And it also makes a lot of sense for Tony to move the Death Before Dishonor card to a week earlier. Not so much like wrestling interference wise, like it's always going to go up against SmackDown, which right now basically is like, if you guys watch baseball, it's how the Blue Jays took care of the Rangers today. That's basically what ROH is going to do to SmackDown that week, but I digress. But also the fact that Tony Khan does have his other job starting the following week. The more you can get your shows out of football season, even if it's a week before football season, because on the 4th, the night before the scheduled night for Death Before Dishonor originally, you got the Eagles taking on the Cowboys in the season opener for the NFL season. Once NFL starts, NFL is king. Let's not even kid ourselves. NFL is king. That's why you'll notice that PLEs or PPVs, hell, both of them usually, will run on Saturday nights for the months of September, October, November, and more than likely December. Because you do not go up against Monday Night Football or Sunday Night Football, for that matter. More Sunday Night Football than Monday, I'm worried about. Because you will get eaten alive for ratings. Now Ace is getting the advantage here. Now, no AEW Grand Slam. He said, I think they said this year that they were going to move things around for Grand Slam. They already did a Mexico. They already did a an Australia. There's no. Where do you fit it in? That's the question. Like there is nothing saying that they don't that they can't do it still, but because Tony Khan doesn't announce the venues for shows for a while, to be honest. Just because I'm not going to say he's worried about counter programming, but he is concerned that the fact is around. And let's face it, the counter programming is there. Yeah, no. Following this, they got Wrestle Dream, or they got All Out in September. They moved All Out further up, so that pretty much canceled out the Grand Slam week. So we got All Out, we got Wrestle Dream, we got Full Gear, we got World's End. So we still got 4 more shows for the end of the year, not including Forbidden Door coming up next Sunday, which I need to remind myself I got to order that pay-per-view here. I don't know if they actually give Ricochet the win here. If they could give Austin the win here, and that just. And yeah, congratulations to Sammy. Managed to go out in a hell of a match with Santana, from at least from what I heard. And they played off a little storyline with Eric Young and Joe Hendry. Well, that was unique. Well, it looks like we got 3 guys that are just going to get murdered here. You might want to be careful, Austin. Yep, referee caught him up to him. Well, he just made the Gates of Agony look stupid, which isn't, the worst. I'll be honest, Bray, I don't know much of the results from the show last night. I assuming no titles changed. Oh, I thought Surprise Roll Up was going to get the win there. Ricochet of the eyes, then the hair mare. Great. Well, he didn't need. He should have stayed down, not get up. Well, Ace is not getting his. He's not going to have an undefeated record. Gonna go sit in the corner and get their pose down. Lashley's left hanging there for a few minutes. There's no drama. We all wanted him out. I wonder who's going to get that title shot. I think it's probably going to be FTR. All right. Blake Christian getting another shot on TV. Lee Johnson coming in with him. They do get quite a bit of a run in ROH right now, but these guys are like one step above the already in the ring guys. Well, at least Blake Christian's been. Gee, I wonder why Renee's in Cincinnati. Oh, God, here we go. The beginning of the breakup. Skyline Chili. All right, yep. I Hologram never speaks. Ishii never speaks. It's nice to see Paragon back and working again. Like seriously, like I know that all the momentum they had, and I got a feeling they were going to be part of that trios division with Adam Cole. That was my strong feeling. Once they were going to get rid of that title on to Kyle Fletcher at All In, I'm sure Cole would probably end up being in a trios with these two, and I think it would be for all the injuries that Cole had. That might have been one way to protect him a little bit. Okay, so they are running Collision next Saturday. That's official because they just announced on here that the Countdown show will be happening after Collision. So yeah, this ain't gonna be pretty. I wonder how long this is actually gonna go based on where these two guys are at right now. Because what, we still got what, four more matches, three more matches to go here? One, two. We got three more matches after this, so not bad. They can still get a little bit of time for this. I'm assuming the technical spectacle will take a little bit of time, a little bit extra time. I don't see this running much past 10 o'clock Eastern tonight. I love how Menard's actually giving some good advice based on everything that's going on. Doesn't help his own partner, but ends up swacking. Okay, I see that. That's a pretty good combination there. Nice little PK into a standing moonsault. This is where tag team cohesion comes in. You can never really count out any single team because of the cohesion that you can have. Step up Inzaguri. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, there's... I love how they're... I love how they're talking about how they're worldwide TV and etc. They're bringing that up a lot more. I don't know if you guys have heard, but if you check out the Wrestling Observer newsletter, yes, I know it's Dave Meltzer taking about 16 pounds of salt. But if you do some of the metrics that he's been talking about, there is certain calculations that could say that Dynamite might actually be getting more viewers than Raw for certain weeks. Oh, God. That's a different kind of backbreaker where you use your partner's knees as the fulcrum for that. Oh, God. Christian just did a flip and a half. High angle slam by Strong. If Roderick actually had, like, I get it, the personality that he's shown, but I don't know if he has enough charisma here really to carry himself into that upper title. Like, I know he held the international title, but Roddy's got the talent. So does Kyle. Like, counter here, counter there. Think who knows? I'll be honest, I have no idea. There's so many rumors going on right now, and well, there's a high-low, so this one's done. No, there's so many rumors going around. Like, for the former owner of UFC, Fertitta, is supposed to be buying TNA. So it isn't WWE owning or TKO owning TNA. It's one of their friends. The announcement today that Slammiversary is going to be on for free over at the over on their YouTube channel just for 48 hours. Coincidentally, right around Dynamite. All right, well, like I said, there's so many stories going down about what's going to happen, what's not going to happen. I'm just going to sit back and wait for the stuff to go down. Like, hell, even like a night like tonight, there's counter programming going. There's going to be counter programming on regardless right now. And the counter programming they have tonight is the AAA show. That it's the first one that WWE is running. Which, if it's on YouTube, you're going to be able to go back and watch later, as far as I'm concerned. So, if you're really interested in seeing it, just go watch it sometime later. But no, in terms of the TNA deal, I said it on X and I will repeat it here. If TNA decides to move to Wednesdays, I go and beg and plead David Zaslav to move Collision to Thursdays, move Ring of Honor to Saturdays. It's a common war technique that you go in and burn the field that your opponent came from. So when they try to retreat back to where they were, there's nothing left. It's I know it sounds a little dirty and a little angry and a little vindictive, but you know what? Like, if you're going out there to try and intentionally hurt another company, which I don't know, like, I think I think there is some smoke there. I think there is a little bit of a fire there in terms of WWE wanting to mess around with AEW's numbers and just trying to do things. I think there is something there. To what extent, I don't know. Until they actually officially announce a PLE on the 20th of September, like as the rumor, where they're going to have Cena and Brock as the main event. Until they actually officially announce that, I'm not gonna go forward with it. But once they do that, I don't think there's a chance in hell, no pun intended, that it's going to affect AEW's numbers drastically. Because honestly, the more people came over to watch Dynamite as soon as Lesnar popped up, it just it depends on how much consistently stay. But there were a bunch that moved over to watch that are looking for something different. As we come back from the commercial break here, but oh my God. Harley, you need to be on the screen to that stuff sell, not just your puppet hand. And it's going to be an early start. Remember that, folks. Wait, are we literally going to get Brody and FTR out here? Now, here's one thing that would pop me right now. If Brody ends up, getting ripped apart by both these guys, could Buddy Matthews show up? It's been a while. Stokely's a dead man. Oh, now he's got powder. Yeah, it's true. Big Stoke. Well, a little interruption of moment here. Just sorry, just gotta say information for the masses. It's Whoa. I love that. Let's just throw an extra $10. Throw an extra $5 in the swear jar just because. And once again, I just love Tony Khan, and this is such a tongue-in-cheek stipulation here. If you don't have a storyline for a match, just throw some money at it. Just literally, just throw $100,000 at it and see what. See what you can do with it. Daddy Magic with the line of the night. Imagine what Julia Hart could do with $100,000. Imagine how many hats she could buy. But yeah, like in all seriousness, I do think that they are getting closer and closer to setting up a War Games match for the women. It's being teased in so many different ways right now. Sucks that Penelope doesn't get her own music out here. Oh, sorry. On behalf of Zodiac, I got to make sure I throw one of these in here just for him in terms of Penelope Ford coming out. But yeah, like, how many people are they going to have out here for this match? Like what? We got. Oh, they're sending everybody else to the back, are they, or what? Two people from. Yeah, they're pretty much sending everybody else to the back. I'm impressed. By the end of this, everybody's going to be back out here. You do realize that. Megan Bain will be back out here. Tekla and Sky Blue will be back out here. Got Ty Mello will be back out here. Why is Stat throwing confetti on Shivani? Oh, got to get the eye drink spots in here, but. Well, what? They're $30 a case or something with it for eye drinks, so. It's interesting how they're going to see how, like, a few of these ladies haven't worked with each other before. Like, Penelope's been off for a while, so. I don't know. I guess Penelope and Anna Jay would have been in those hardcore matches. And Julia and Kris would be in those hardcore matches. Julia and Anna Jay, I don't know, have been together, but. Oh, here we go. Julia having the balance with those ropes being as loose as they are. Setting up. Nice suplex there. Ladies are doing the work. Like, Julia looked like she's completely taking charge of this matchup here, which I think a lot of us wanted to see. A drop toe hold that they wanted on the ropes, but ended up not being there. As we're going to go into a commercial break, of course, because they're going picture in picture. Ugh. But yeah, I would think they're, like I said, it's walking towards War Games so much, and it makes me wonder if they're really going to do, like, they have that steel cage available for Forbidden Door, and it's being set up as the main event. Is there some way that they could set up that the War Games match for one cage with the women involved, maybe? I think there's a lot of mess that could go into that, but so I don't know which way they really go. I think it's going to get there eventually, but the one thing about AEW more than anything else is the fact they love their slow burns, and some of their better stories have come out of slow burns altogether. Whether it be the Hangman Page story, hell, you can even talk about the growth of Julia Hart and how she moved up to the story with Malachi Black, and the mist and everybody that she misted has changed their personality. Whether it be Sky Blue, Kris Statlander's had it. Willow had it for a little while and then she fought it off. So she's sort of proving that she's better than that, per se. But yeah, just a very solid set of ideals there going forward. And once again, like, Tony Khan's always been lambasted for the fact that he isn't a good storyteller. And I think early on it might have been a little bit more justified when the stories were, people were having a hard time realizing that the stories are going to be a different kind of fashion of storytelling compared to what you've seen on a prototypical show in North America over the last, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. There's more than one way to tell a story. And AEW does a great job of trying to express that a lot more in the ring than they do through vignettes and promo. They'll still do the vignettes and promos, and we talked about it earlier. They've done some absolutely great work with some of the vignettes that they've done. Like, hell, this week they've got a couple doozies lined up. Like the Outrunners music video that they just showed. The Bandito Hichecero feud that they showed the video on online lately. Oh, that's what they screwed up on the promo pic. That's why they put 10 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Anna Jay hitting a blockbuster. Nice heel kick. I thought the backstabber would be banned from everybody but Mercedes at this point, but Now you're in the fourth quarter. Now you gotta get things put together here. Oh God. Yeah, you weren't gonna let that last a whole lot. Whole lot of time there. Out of nowhere. And Statlander's like, nope. Jesus! Statlander get caught with a poison rana there? Holy moly. Julia just firing up with these lariats too. Julia's setting up for that moonsault, but so close to the corner? They're both missing. And the two faces hit each other. All right, everybody's just going to kill everybody else. I don't mind those choreographed scenes, but sometimes they just seem a little hokey. The crowd's firing up for it. But Penelope, yeah, she was waiting for Penelope to get in position there. Well, I don't know how much she's saving it with the fact that Statlander's right there. There's a tap out. Statlander with $100,000. And Julia had to tap out. That sucks. Well, it's not only a head scissors there, but it's like a double. It's basically like a modified Rings of Saturn. And here comes Tekla. And why would you, just because she beat Julia, is the only reason you're going to attack Stat? I'm assuming this is where Willow comes out. Oh, there's Aminata. Well, let's resume that fight. Tay's got to come out yet. We haven't seen her yet. There's Ty. There's the Tay and Tay J. Oh, and there's Bane. And Willow's music's going to play and clear everybody out. Oh, Harley, never mind. With nunchucks? Harley returning with a face mask. Is that nunchucks or is that just a chain-covered stick? It's a chain-covered puppet stick. It's a chain-covered puppet stick. They did have that vignette last week about Harley putting on the mask, like the vignette Out of the Mask movie, like the Jim Carrey movie. I see 5, and I see 5 on the other side. Okay. What? Why don't they mention anything about, he's soon going to be IWGP heavyweight champion? Like, if you're going to do that promo and you want to clean it up, not only do you want to bring up the Ring of Honor title, but bring in the IWGP title. Because he's got a match tonight where if he wins, he gets to face Zack Sabre Jr. for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship at Forbidden Door. And you know that Zack Sabre Jr. is not going to be 100% because his fellow Don Callis family member, Konosuke Takeshita, absolutely destroyed Sabre Jr. And I'm not saying it was a one-sided match. I said to beat Zack Sabre Jr., you pretty much damn well have to kill him. And that's what Takeshita did. The super raging fire from the top rope. And just, yeah, from all indications, I haven't seen the full match. I'm not great at watching New Japan stuff, but I've seen clips, and yeah, Takeshita full marks for his win over Sabre Jr. I just wish that he got a little bit more. It wasn't such a horrible situation that he's in right now in terms of who's there. Because he's facing off with Evil, and if you want me to translate it more to North American terms for people, from what I'm gathering, what I'm seeing, what I'm understanding, based on everybody that's saying stuff here and how the booking's going there, Evil is basically the equivalent to Jinder Mahal winning the World Heavyweight Championship from Randy Orton, where it was a lot of shenanigans from the outside. It took away from what was really a sacred title and whatnot. Basically, New Japan Pro Wrestling has booked themselves into a corner where I don't think anybody's going to be happy with the result. Nobody's going to be fully happy at the result of what happens at the end of this G1. Either you're going to get the AEW guy winning a New Japan tournament, which, are we going to end up with a triple threat at Forbidden Door? That very well could be the case at this point. Or do we let the Jinder Mahal of NJPW win in Evil? And I can imagine the internet meltdown when Evil becomes IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Because either one of those guys gets a shot at Sabre Jr., whoever the champion is, at a choice what he picks. So I don't know which way you want to go with that, but either way, it's going to be a It's going to be a dicey situation, and I really hope they find a way to unbook themselves out of this nightmare. Leave. Uh-oh. Moxley trying. Moxley's trying to recruit. Moxley is seriously trying to get. Hey, PJC. AEW is looking good. We got the debut of Ace Austin tonight. Former TNA X Division champion. We got his debut. It was a loss to Ricochet, but it has been confirmed that he is now a full-time member of the AEW roster. He's been... Basically, we're waiting for after the show to get the graphic. Had the return of Harley Cameron tonight. We just... it looks like Moxley's still trying to recruit Statlander. Which I don't know how that's going to go. Because if Moxley brings in Statlander, I almost think that Baszler might... I think Baszler's on the trail here somehow. What else can we break down here? JetSpeed had a interesting match against the Death Riders. Good match. But you know Moxley was going to win, so Wheeler got a shot in the yam bags to Kevin Knight for the victory there. Statlander won $100,000. What else we got here? Let me just pull up the card. Haven't had a whole lot in terms of matches booked. We had the Paragon beat Christian and Johnson. Now we got Juice and Bryan Keith here. We had a segment opening up the show with Tony Storm. Tony Storm directing comments towards Athena. Athena attacked her. And then Athena's trying to direct comments at Tony. Got interrupted by Mina Shirakawa, who is actually facing Tony Storm August 29th at Death Before Dishonor. So it's been a little bit of a back and forth. And then on next Wednesday, we're getting Alex Windsor and Tony Storm versus Athena and Mercedes. So there's a little bit of mixing of everything here coming up. Wednesday just feels like it's going to be a fun show. Saturday, well, the Collision, by the way, is running next Saturday. It's being taped next Wednesday at the Hydro. Which, frankly, the Hydro to me is like an absolute amazing venue. I've seen a few videos for wrestling shows in it. And I can't wait to see what the crowd's going to be up for that. But yeah, we got 2 matches left down here. Right now, we got Juice Robinson and Bryan Keith. And then following that, we're going to get the technical spectacle for a winner that gets to take on Zack Sabre Jr. Death Riders versus JetSpeed and Tanahashi in Glasgow. Let's go. Moxley and Ospreay face to face. Well, that lights out match is going to be absolutely stupid during the pay-per-view. It's like they know that they're not going to be able to top last year's All Out in terms of violence. So they're just going to move it to Forbidden Door. Because honestly, I do feel that we might be finishing All Out with E and C taking on FTR. I really do feel that might be the play. If you want to switch it up from the heavyweight title to another title for the main event, putting Cope and Christian together for the main event against FTR in Toronto to go up against Cena Lesnar potentially. I'm sorry, but counter booking, that is probably the best counter booking you could do. Watching CNC win the tag titles, which I'm sorry, I'm booking 10 steps ahead, but I still think that's going to be the case on all fronts. If you could find a way to get CNC the titles while Lesnar and Cena are going at it in Indianapolis, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I just feel like that's going to feel right in many ways. And coming out of Forbidden Door, we are going to see some new rivalries form up here. And I wonder if it's going to be the rematch between Hangman and MJF. My prediction from before is Mercedes versus Tony for all the titles for All Out as well. So I wonder, there's a whole way to do this. Hey, Andre, how you doing tonight, sir? Hope you're doing well. Having a fun night watching. It's pretty much really tired. Well, what? Post-birthday, lots of wrestling going on this week. Lots of work going on for you. I can see that. Yeah, it's been an interesting few days here. And I hear you. I've been running through I ended up having 5 tests in 6 days on top of 2 regular appointments. So personally wise, I'm running into the same problems. So I know how you feel, my friend. But yeah, watching Dynamite, we're watching Collision tonight. It's been a lot of fun. We've been talking a whole bunch of different scenarios. We've been talking, next week's pay-per-view is going to be insane once again. And watching everything go down the way that it is right now. We might possibly get FTR versus the Hurt Syndicate, which is probably the only team that be strong enough to beat the Hurt Syndicate and get them off the titles. There's even a possibility we could get Lashley versus MJF for the world title at All Out. Just think about that for a second. Oh, yeah, that's right. They're doing Galaxy Con for Final Battle this year for Ring of Honor. It's gonna be an interesting setup. Because it almost feels like you could do a bigger venue for a Final Battle, but having a convention together with a whole bunch of wrestling fans, that actually it feels like it would be a fun time. Really, the more you guys get involved in a fight here, the more that Juice is going to get distracted because, well, I feel bad for that fan in the crowd in the front row. Juice hits the DDT. Is Keith going to win? Wow. Not even 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes. And Juice gets the win. You know Bill's coming in to clean him out. There he is. Oh. The Bang Bang Gang just smart enough to get the hell out of Dodge right there. Oh, geez, okay. Former Yankee, Jose Trevino. HPC Too Sweet would be happy about that, seeing some Yankees here. Oh, my God. We're getting a Max Caster Open Challenge next week. Let's go, Simon Miller. Simon Miller for the Open Challenge, please. Why? That's why. I really love the fact that, you know, we're starting to feed off this fact that Bowen's going heel is actually going to turn out really well, I think. Uh, they actually got that chat going now. That's amazing. Oh my God, they actually threw out they're doing the chant in the crowd right now. All right, they're going to give us about 20 minutes for the main event. I am very happy about that. But as per tradition here on the channel here, I'll give you guys a rundown of what's going to happen upcoming on the channel over the next week here. And things might be settling in a little bit here. Despite a little bit of craziness maintenance-wise at Backbreaker Media headquarters here. But so after we're done here, over on Twitch exclusively, anybody watching on YouTube can head over to Twitch. We're going to have our WWE 2K25 My GM mode solo run tonight. We're going to be doing the trade window and week 6 of our season here. We had a very successful King and the Queen of the Ring. Didn't win any of the feature matches, but we did have the highest rated match of the night with Charlotte and Bayley ended up not winning the title off Scarlett. And we got to deal with that fallout there where basically Bayley blocked Charlotte from getting after Scarlett and getting the title. So we're going to have to find out what the hell's going on with Bayley. And yeah, just see how things happen here. And all right, so we got that tonight. No stream on Sunday. Go Bills. Bills on Sunday Night Football. We are moving that stream to Monday. So I'm thinking on Monday we might actually get into Horizon Forbidden West again. We did the prologue on Thursday. Really enjoyed it. And I'm really dying to get back into it again. So my goal is to have Horizon Zero Dawn or Horizon Forbidden West done by the end of September here, so we are going to have to throw a few extra streams together for it. Plus, a lot of the sports games I'm with Madden and with Madden coming out now, it's sort of in a bit of a lull state right now in terms of really good content for sports games right now. So we're gonna see in the next couple of weeks possibly getting a little bit more into Forbidden West. Maybe getting a good chunk of that out of the way before September comes here. As in September we are going to start, I believe we're going to start Mutant League Football early September here. So we'll see how things go there. And then no stream Tuesday. Wednesday, as long as my power comes back up, because apparently my power is getting shut off for 8 hours due to maintenance. We'll be back here with AEW Dynamite from Glasgow, as well as hopefully, as long as the servers work right, our 2K25 MyGM, the group feature, we will be back on here. So once again, everybody, hit the follows, hit the likes, hit the subscribes, hit all that great stuff. But more important than anything else, thank you for being here. Always appreciate you. Whether you're watching live, whether you're watching YouTube, Twitch, VOD, on either platform, it's always appreciated. It's funny how I could get through this whole promo always before the first guy gets introduced for the main event. But we are getting 20 minutes of a main event here. GG Techers. So I don't know any specific rules that are different about the technical spectacle. Oh, it's so great to see Nigel coming out here and this crowd getting the respect. All right, sorry about that, chat. I got somebody here who's trying to get this channel, but I'm dealing with it on X. Just interesting as always. Now, this is going to be a very interesting matchup with four guys that Hichecero in a way, like he does a lot of technical moves, but I consider him more of a brawler than a technical guy. But yeah, this technical spectacle, it almost feels like it's almost like a pure title match. I am trying to plan it out so that I can do a sidecast for Death Before Dishonor as well. But I just got to confirm that with a few work things here, which I should be able to confirm later this week. But yes, we are going to be here for Forbidden Door, and I will have the open door policy open. As long as you got a Twitch account and a camera or a mic, you do have a possible opportunity to stop in on the stream as well. All these guys. Yeah, apparently this is supposed to be just like grapple wrestling for 20 minutes nonstop. Hichecero counting. All right, we got a lot of stuff planning out here for Wednesday, but we're going to have a lot of fun. Like, so September 19th, they got Mystico versus MJF, mask versus title. Originally, it was Mystico asked for a hair versus mask match. And apparently, MJF enjoys his hair way too much. He doesn't want to be ridiculed like Ricochet. So he decided to put the title on the line instead. The coward. Nigel's trying to use the I have till 5 thing when there's no rope break. Sorry, let me correct myself. You don't have to release, there's no disqualification. So why do we have 2 referees out here too? This match needed a little bit more explanation. Well, of course he's going to pay attention to Nigel. Nigel's probably the biggest threat that he has here tonight. Now they're just going to fight. Round and around we go. Yeah, but both of them were down. What are you doing on that last count? Now we're getting some quick pins. Aubrey's got a pin when Garcia's on his face. You know, Aubrey's a little off when. All these guys are just trying to cover each other, and Aubrey should be calling more pins, but they're not there. Everyone's giving a Let's Go Nigel chant. Now he's just sticking with Lee Moriarty again. Well, that might end that friendship. Going for a gory stretch. Uh-oh. What in the world? Leg lock on Nigel. Oh, my God. Lee's got an ankle lock, a gory stretch, and a knee bar. All together at one. Jesus. You know everybody's going to get something here. The fact that Hichecero is involved. With Hichecero being involved, you know he's going to come up with some crazy stuff you haven't seen before. So, hot diggity dog. Been a lot of craziness, a little bit of wonkiness, a little bit of absolute insanity here. But yeah, they said it definitely was going to be something. I wouldn't mind if they're going to bring 2 referees out, if there would have been a special. They would have mentioned some kind of special stipulations. Like we know that, like they said, they are tabbing this as the technical spectacle, but at the same time, what does that mean? What is that supposed to be? What is that? What is it exactly going to include? Either way, it's entertaining as hell, to be perfectly honest with you. So for those watching in the States right now, wondering why I'm not commenting on anything going on, in Canada, we get the straight commercials for Collision instead of the picture-in-picture. So unfortunately, I can't comment on any of the superb stuff that's happening during the break here. So, but yeah, so far it's been running really well here tonight. Like I said, tonight could have been a night where AEW just mailed it in. It's a tape show. It's the week before they're going to Glasgow. You know the Glasgow shows are going to blow everything out of the water. I can imagine what that crowd's going to be like while they're there. It is an opportunity for TK to get some bigger venues for both Dynamite Collision and for the pay-per-view. And if you haven't heard, they've sold, I do believe, 17 out of 18,000, I do believe, tickets to Forbidden Door. So there's a lot going on there and a lot of excitement at that point. So sorry, just hearing the kids outside, and I'm wondering if I got to go after them with a stick or something here. Jesus. Sorry, just got a bunch of kids playing outside. You know, I'm the curmudgeon old man, right? Trying to remind everybody of that whenever possible. But once again, everybody, like I said, thank you for being here. Always appreciate you. Oh, geez. Nigel just decides, yeah, nope. So Persephone got the spot for CMLL. Oh my God. The Tower of London, did he get it? Garcia's like, no, I don't care, Nigel. You're not winning this. And he got the kick at the same time. It just feels too right to have. Like, you might as well have Nigel get his one dream match with Zack Sabre Jr. I don't know if they've had a match in the past. And Hichecero just decided to take Garcia's head and just remove it from his body. And Nigel's almost out. Oh my God. It's a reverse figure 4 from the inside. That is interesting right there. And now Gory Special on Garcia. Oh no. What are you doing? Going into a triangle like that? Oh no, the lapel lock. A lapel lock and a Rings of Saturn both at the same time. First you got to break out of your hold, then you got to go knock the other one off. And just into a quick reversal there too. Oh my God, Aubrey's got to keep track of all these. I can understand where she screwed up on the 1 count there. I still can't figure out why you get a break on that, but I'll live with it. Almost feels, are you gonna get a submission here? Or are you gonna get, it's gotta be a quick pinfall, I think. I'm a Bills guy, Bray. That's why we're having no stream to, oh God. Moriarty's pinned. Now they got to stop each other from tapping out. These guys are staring at each other like, oh my God, which one of us is going to kill each other first? Well, Super Bowl or bust, I do believe is the term we use. No, this is a pretty amazing match here right now. Oh, the London Dungeon. Okay, yeah. There you go. Now the London Dungeon's on. But Hichecero's coming up. Now he's got it on both guys. Yeah, but what happens if he taps? But it. No, Garcia just said, nope, we ain't playing this game no more. Let's go. But no, I am a Bills fan, like I said. That's why we're not having a stream tomorrow, because they got Sunday Night Football. Oh, here we go, over the top. We'll see what happens. Can Nigel sneak in that submission first? Who's going to get first? Do they grab each other's hands? Oh my God, he got it! Nigel got it! We're getting Nigel, McGuinness, and Zack Sabre Jr. at Forbidden Door. The match we expected. We're actually getting it. I wonder how good it's going to be. Nigel's in great shape, don't get me wrong. I'll worry about that during NFL season, Bray, to be honest. And the Bengals will probably be out of the playoffs by then, so it won't matter. Garcia did everything possible here to get this win, but holy hell, Nigel McGuinness. You got to get through these dream matches before you can, before people retire. I think Adam Cole's proven that. Bryan Danielson's proven that. First time ever match here. Fair enough, Bray. Got to make sure you get that Forbidden Door logo in the corner. They had to cut this. They had to cut it down. It sucks, but I love this. And this is where Daniel Garcia turns heel. Not tonight. On Sunday night. All right, well, we got a little bit of a positive note to finish the show off of. And the fact that we actually get to finish it right at 8 o'clock is always a bonus as well. The advantage of these tape shows, as they're going through the Excalibur special, as they run through everything on the card coming up next week. I just can't believe we get Tanahashi on AEW TV next week. That's going to be a lot of fun here as we wrap up tonight's episode of Collision. Really, really fun episode. Like I was mentioning earlier, they could have mailed it in so easily tonight. With the fact they're heading over to Glasgow next week. They're going up against a UFC card. They're going up against a AAA card. There's a lot of stuff that could hold themselves back over this. But they didn't. Like the Statlander storyline continued. The John Moxley proceeding forward, getting that extra little bit of momentum again in his hometown. You also had the Tony Storm, Athena, Mina Shirakawa group another setup of just keep pushing that forward once again. The conglomeration / Paragon, are they going to break up? Are they going to join together a little bit more? Who knows at this point? Could be either way. Ace Austin having a hell of a performance against Ricochet. It was in defeat, but once again, it's another 3-on-1 setup there. So yeah, a little bit all over the place there with that. And then, of course, the technical spectacle, where it was a little clunky at times, but technical wrestling isn't supposed to be. Technical wrestling is supposed to be closer to Olympic-style wrestling than the other type of wrestling going on, like conventional pro wrestling. A lot less beat-em-up time, more show-em-up time. So, yeah, there's a lot of that there. So, but yeah, that's going to wrap it up here for this portion of the show. For everybody watching over on the YouTube channel, please hop over to Twitch, twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. We're going to continue on here with a little bit of WWE 2K25 MyGM mode. But because I make that for a gaming channel, as well as we do play the music from the games, so yeah, we get some pretty big flags right now for edit-wise. So we unfortunately can't do it live over on the YouTube. So once again, pop over to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/MikeTheRef, and you will be able to catch it all in its entirety live. But with that being said, everybody, thank you for watching over on the old YouTubes here. We're going to sign you guys off, and we will switch things over here. So once again, everybody, thank you for being here. Next time we're going to be live on YouTube is this Wednesday for AEW Dynamite from Glasgow. But as always, folks, remember, be part of the solution. Enjoy your Tony Storms when you can. And we'll see y'all here next time on the Backbreaker Video YouTube channel. Take care, everybody. And we just wrap things up.